What is going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 232 to be exact. I'm your host, Darren Rita. Feel free to connect with me at any of the links down below. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcast, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole lot of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us here in the live chats, or in tonight's case, the premiere chat. Helps us share conversations and laughs like these with more people. So do consider doing that. Helps us out a ton. Helps us share lots of fun stuff with more people. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about something that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about for the longest time. And I'm going to continue to talk about every single time I see you or you see me, vice versa. And that is my live show, Darren Rita Live, baby, at Pabst Theater Group's brand new venue that isn't even fully finished being built yet in Milwaukee, called the Vivarium. I believe I'm saying that right. Vivarium. One of my friends calls it Vibranium. It's going to be insane. It's going to be awesome. There will probably be something on the screen right now as I'm talking about it. But I am super, super pumped for this show. I'm putting so much stuff into it. Been practicing and honing this stuff in for months now, and then negotiating with things. It's just been a lot of work, man. And I'm just super excited to share this night with you guys. So if you're a fan of the podcast, you'll have a good time. If you're a fan of the music, you'll have an amazing time. And I want to see you. I want to see you in person. I want to shake your hand. I want to serenade you. Serenade? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I want to sing for you. I want to look you in the eyes, up and down, and sing to you. I want to have a good time. I want you to come too. It's only $15, man. The tickets will be linked down below. There'll probably be a QR code on screen that you can scan, or someone with you can scan as well. But yeah, $15. I'm giving you over 4 months in advance, or about 4 months in advance. It's going to be March 29th. So please, please, please pull up. I want to see you there. I want to perform for you. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about your personal grooming, because you've been doing it wrong. We've all been there before, right? We've all waited too long to trim the hedges, and maybe it's date night, something important's going on. Maybe you and the bros got to sleep over. I don't know what you're doing, right? But what do? You reach for that not so great razor you got from Kmart, Blue Light Special, many years ago, and you start hacking at things you shouldn't be hacking at. You realize really quickly that's a dangerous game that you're playing, all right? Your most prized possessions are at risk. You don't got to do that anymore. You got to go nuts. Go Nutz is a revolutionary, first-of-its-kind, patented design razor that's unlike anything else on the market. It's unique. It's shaped like a sphere. It's got some really great features, like a built-in travel mode, so when you're traveling and it gets bumped around, it doesn't waste battery life or get turned on when you're in the airport or something like that. It's designed to not leave you with any rashes or gashes, to not leave you with any cuts or nicks. So what are you waiting for? Get your Go Nutz at thegonutz.com. That's thegonutz.com. And quit playing yourself with these razors that swear they're going to protect you but use the same technology and leave you with the same cuts and nicks. Stop doing it, all right? That's thegonutz.com. Use code RITA47, that's RITA47, to save some money at the checkout and support the channel as well as Go Nutz. Fade out, there'll be some cool music or something. Who knows?
Welcome to the Detox Podcast. Yeah. Yes, welcome to the Detox Pod, where we don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, welcome to the Detox Podcast. Yeah.
All right, man. We're here. We're back in the TL, baby. There's a little bit of an echo today because things are moved around. What is going on, though, D-Bags? I am here, like I mentioned just a second ago, in the TL. I'm a bit delusional. I haven't eaten in, I don't know what time it is, maybe 12 plus hours, potentially. But I'm here. I'm here because we have a very, very special guest making her return to the pod. I got a message from my guy Pete Dizzy today when I told him who was going to be on the pod.
Wait, you really?
And he said, damn, bro, she coming for my numbers, bro.
Oh.
She coming for my title spot. You thought it was something else.
I mean,
but let's give a
yeah.
wet detox welcome to Cailin McCracken. She's back. We're here in the old studio. That's not a studio anymore. It's just a basement with
a lot of instruments in it. It's not just a basement.
yeah, it's a place of dreams, if you will.
That will come true.
Maybe, yes, hopefully. But welcome back to the show, dude. It's good to see you
Thank you.
again.
I think it's been over a year since I've been on.
I think you were first or second week of January last year
Was that what it
of
was?
2023.
Was I on? Yeah, I was on last.
Of this year.
It feels like
technically.
it's been 3 years.
Yeah, it has
Been
been a long
time.
year.
It's been a long. it's been
You've
a
had some shit, dude.
long
I've
year.
been following. For people that don't know, Cailin's been on the show a million times, as well as
Give or
we've.
take.
If you've been a fan of the show or if you follow the show even remotely, you know that the first time you were on, I was giving you shit that you didn't have a YouTube channel, and then you eventually now have started a YouTube channel, kind of stopped uploading for a while, then
neglected
kept
it.
uploading again, and you've been going through a bunch of stuff behind the scenes,
Which
like
is really why I'm like not.
which is
uploading
why you're
it.
not uploading. Obviously,
Right.
you're busy. You got stuff going on. But you've also you're getting masters right now or PhD? Which one?
yeah,
PhD. Which insane.
Not really that. See, people think that it's like not that crazy.
But it is a commitment, man.
Well, it's definitely a commitment. You know, like what I'm realizing, and you'll get this. You have like not OCD, but like maybe you do have OCD, but like an intense, extreme personality where like you get obsessed with something and then you want to do the most of that thing, right?
Yeah.
And previously in my life, whether it's an adolescent or like as a child, I could get obsessed with something, go really, really hard at it. Like I did that with duct tape wallets. Do you remember when I sold duct tape wallets when I was really little? Anyway,
I bought one of
but I
those.
got like, yes, I made
I had
you
a
one.
blue
Yeah.
alien.
Alien,
Yeah.
I remember that one. I was.
It got stolen.
Oh no!
I just told this story at work the other day, like 2
Really?
days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I could, I could commit to like doing these things, and because I was a kid, it didn't really have any large implication on my life, so I could just pull out as soon as I like got burnt out.
Yeah.
But
Pull
I'm
out game
realizing
strong.
with a PhD, that's like an obsession that you can't get burnt out with. Like I can't just stop. I mean, it could, but like I'm not going to.
that would be a
obviously.
waste of a lot of.
It would be a
time
waste of
and,
a lot of time,
money.
a lot of energy. Not money. No, I'm getting paid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you don't have to pay for your PhD.
Get that
Not in
bag,
science. I mean, it's literally a poverty stipend. It's $26,000 a year.
Okay.
So
you
I'm
know,
like below the poverty line, but it's okay.
there are some people working retail that don't get that. So
No, that's true.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm somehow surviving off of it.
Yeah.
I'm doing just fine.
That's
So-
fair. Do you ever go out to eat at all, or no? You
No,
just have
I
to stay
don't.
home?
But like I think that's why I'm doing fine.
That's fair. I was gonna say. Well, that's what I was gonna
Because
say.
I
don't
literally
think there's
don't
much
do
budget
anything.
for fun in that, but
No.
that's fair. I mean, I'm in a similar, or was in a very similar boat. So,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I wanted to welcome you back. As a roundabout way, welcome back,
Thank
Kailin,
you.
to the show.
Thank
That's
you.
who
I'm
she.
happy
A
to be here.
little bit of a. If you're new, this is the first time you're catching her. That's kind of what she's all about. Also big into athletics. Also big into training and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which we're gonna get into.
Well,
'cause
once
I
upon
know.
a time, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, it's the holidays. You're back in Twin Lakes. Are you like very jolly person Christmas time?
Dude,
of the
I
year, or-
love Christmas. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a little elf, and I think I get it from my mom. Whenever I envision like the cells in her body, I envision it as like an elf Christmas North Pole conveyor belt. Like
Yeah.
there are little elves throwing packages onto a conveyor belt, and then Santa is like the nucleus, and we're the it's
We
literally
have
how I
mitochondria now, and we're in a
yeah
cell.
yeah, and
It's
like that is the powerhouse of
you
the cell,
can't
right?
you
is
can't turn the
conveyor belts.
PhD off, bro. That's what
And like
it is.
no, maybe the Golgi could be the conveyor belts because they're like
See, I don't know what
packaging the proteins and sending them out. And
I remember fourth grade science class. I remember drawing a cell, and that's about as far as I get in that realm. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I loosely followed what you were
yeah.
saying.
But yes, no, I am a jolly person. I do love Christmas.
Any
Yeah.
gifts you're really, really excited? I've been asking this a ton lately, but any gifts you're really excited to give
I
for
am
Christmas? Because this is
yeah.
gonna come out on Christmas at like 6 p.m., so they probably already opened it.
Dude, no, this present. Wait, no, it actually got here today. It wasn't supposed to be delivered until Christmas night, which doesn't even make sense because Christmas, like, who's delivering on Christmas?
deliver that, bro?
No, I think
R.I.P.
it was
to that guy.
I think it was like a misestimation of what was actually supposed to happen, but I got it today. I got Cameron. So Cameron and I love cereal, and we love like tasting new cereals together, and we will
Cameron
spend.
is who, for people that don't
Cameron is my brother-in-law.
know? Okay.
Brother-in-law now. He was boyfriend last time we spoke, I think.
Yeah.
Right now they're married.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's married to my sister, and we love cereal and we love grocery shopping together. So he's a manager of. Is he a manager? Is that what
He's
the
a
title
manager.
is?
Or
I love
it's a team lead.
team
where he
lead.
is. We don't have to say
you
the
know
store
the
name.
you know the
but-
Target lingo better than I do. but
Okay,
he's
we
a-
said it.
He's a team lead. Oh wait,
Yeah.
is that like now we're supposed to do?
No, you can say it. I just get a bit. I worked at Target with
We
underneath
can
team
say
lead Cameron, so it's just I had like a string of like 4 or 5 Target people on.
I do remember that you wanted to get through every single one. And you
Yeah,
did
and it was
successfully.
fun, and we had great conversations. But they every single time kept exposing the fact that we worked at. They would be like
There's
blank
no
blank Target,
way.
like we
There's
work
no
at the
way.
blank blank Target. I'm like, dude, like I know this podcast isn't anything right now, but like if one of these clips went, like people could come find you and like or you could get in trouble because
Right.
you know whatever. But yeah, he works
Crazy
at a
shit.
Target. That's fine.
Yeah.
He works
Yeah.
at a Target.
But yeah, whenever I go there and he's working, we'll spend like a dedicated amount of time in the cereal aisle looking at their new cereals that they've released.
Are there any good cereals coming out? They got cereals
Oh,
dropping that consistency?
Dude, oh my gosh, the cereal drops. I follow all of them on Instagram. Yes,
That's
cereal
a
drops
thing?
are yes, absolutely. But I've been out of the game for a minute, so like it's been 6 months since I last like really devoted some time to him in or with him in the cereal aisle, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm out of the lingo as well, but yeah, I got him a custom cereal bowl that says Salacious Cam's cereal because we always call each other salacious sluts.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and like treacherous whores and things like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I got him a salacious slut
Dude,
cereal.
that's a very thoughtful gift.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
and then I'm gonna get him two of like the new releases
Whatever they
that
are.
yeah.
So were you pretty excited when the Oreos came out? Because I remember people were pushing. That was like a '90s cereal
I
or
know.
something, and then they were pushing for that, and it came back out like a couple years ago.
No, I was really excited when that came out, and I think it
I
was
heard
like
it
kind of
kinda
mid.
sucks.
Yeah,
I heard it kind of sucks.
if
I love
remember,
Oreos.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was kind of just mid. It wasn't like anything. It kind of tasted like a bitter Cocoa Puff.
Bitter Cocoa Puff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, as a cereal connoisseur, then
I wouldn't like say I'm a connoisseur quite yet.
You just get excited about.
I get
it.
excited about it. A lot of them I don't even end up tasting because I don't want the whole box, and I don't want to spend $5 on a box that I'm not gonna eat because cereal's fucking is expensive now.
And
Like
you
it
want
is
that
not.
PhD stipend. We don't got money to. Just
we don't
be
have money for
blowing
cereal anymore.
yeah.
Like cereal is a privileged food.
Okay.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
if you can afford like a $5 box of Fruit Loops, like
Yeah.
you're upper middle class.
What is your goated cereal then? Or maybe if you don't have a single one, give me like a top 3.
My go-to, okay, top 3. It changes throughout different points of my life, but I'd say like my staples growing up were Vanilla Almond Special K, and
The wackest pick, bro. Just like
Dude,
go on a
that's so good.
soliloquy for like 2 minutes about how much
No,
you love cereal and
it's
exotic
so
cereals, and you
good.
name the most whack ass
Dude.
fucking senior living home cereal.
dude, you're not even gonna want to hear the next one.
What is the next one, bro? Wheaties?
Oatmeal Squares?
Oh my god!
Those are like the two.
You just lied for 2 minutes
best,
straight. You don't
dude.
like cereal,
No,
bro?
they're the two best, dude. My parents didn't let me have sugared cereal growing up. But as you know, my taste buds matured. I really, and, you know, I was able to taste the sugared stuff, frosted
Mm-hmm.
mini wheats.
Frosted mini wheats are good.
Yeah, that was-
But
that
that's
was
like
like-
still. That's
That
like.
was like a sugary twist on.
That's what I was gonna say. That is like a youthful splash in a
Yes.
otherwise terrible cereal.
Yeah.
I remember when those came out.
Yeah.
The frosted mini
No,
wheats. That
but
was
you
a
could
big
totally
deal.
catch me with. So when they used to make like actual Wheaties, not like the little ones, but like the big biscuits of wheat.
Yeah.
Ball,
when they were
like
ass.
wheat biscuits is what they are. They're
Yeah,
wheat
yeah,
biscuit.
yeah. The worst
Catch
kind.
me eating those. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, so
Wow.
good. But honey bunches of oats are also really good. I love some Raisin Bran.
Yeah, I knew a kid that. Yeah,
Uh,
these are the worst cereals. I'll get just so people that maybe. You know, I'm hungry right now, so I'm gonna name some good things to eat in the
Okay,
cereal
yeah,
aisle.
go.
Reese's Puffs.
No, I'm
Because
telling.
first off, it's amazing. Secondly, I'm forgetting. I have no food in
No,
me right
Puffs
now.
literally
Secondly,
suck, dude.
goated theme song.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs.
Honestly, I
Peanut butter
didn't even
chocolate
remember it until you
flavor.
said it.
I think
didn't
it's a
even remember
little
until you said it.
racist, but I don't know.
You think so?
I just because they were. I don't know. Man.
I
They were-
don't get that vibe. I think
They
you
were,
might be.
I
reading
think they were
into
just
that.
like really trying to like market. Like it felt like they were kind of like doing like when the white people like will rap on like a late night show or something. They're like a hip, a hop, a hippity, a hippity, bop, and it's like, dude, what are we
Okay.
doing?
Okay.
But it
That's a
was
hot
still
take.
It was still a bop though.
It's a hot take. Not sure I completely agree, but I mean the
I
point.
just think it was a marketing thing that was.
I mean either way, like
I remember it.
this is my
so-
problem with Puffs. Like they have Reese's Pebbles, don't they? They make
I don't know,
those.
that sounds fake.
No, I feel like they.
Puffs are good. What do you hate about puffs?
They're just too big. So like you can't bite them without. I feel like I'm fighting my jaw like whenever I'm eating them. Like it's a war between
That's an
me.
exaggeration, bro.
No, and like it scuffs your mouth and your
it
cheeks,
doesn't,
and
bro.
you know it's
They're
so
good.
bad.
Reese's Puffs are goated.
Like
okay?
if okay, so what about this?
Crave.
No, okay. Cocoa Pebbles versus Cocoa Puffs. What are you gonna choose?
Cocoa. Wait, what?
Cocoa Pebbles versus Cocoa
I don't
Puffs.
eat either of those shits because it's whack.
Okay, Fruity Pebbles versus Fruity Puffs, or what are they? Is it?
Fruit
Fruit-
Loops or fruit.
Oh no, that doesn't. No. Oh shit, I guess they don't have puffs of those.
Yeah, bro, you losing this, bro. You're falling.
Oh, no,
You're on
I'm
your
just
back
saying.
foot
You're
right
the
now.
one who. No, dude, puffs just don't. they don't do the job.
They're good, man. Reese's Puffs are solid.
And there's so much surface area per the amount of flavor that's added, right? So like a Pebble has less inside to fill. You know what I mean?
You're trying to say the flavor is more flavorful per Pebble because
there's
less
I guess
surface
more
area.
surface area to
Yeah.
inside fill.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Okay, anyway, so what are your other ones?
So Crave, you ever had Crave?
I fucking hate Crave. It is the worst cereal. No, it actually makes me want to
Crave
vomit.
dropped, bro? When
No.
Crave dropped, bro, I
No,
swear to
that
God,
was-
the world stopped, bro.
No, when
I
Crave
remember when-
dropped,
I remember.
I found out who my real friends were.
Bro.
Everyone who liked Crave around me, I was like toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
They're-
we
no.
used to eat
No.
Crave in a I would bring a bag of Crave to school and just snack on it, bro. It was that good.
Honestly,
It was
like
crack.
even as a kid with kid taste buds, it made me nauseous.
Dude, you know,
The
it was
chocolate in that shit is like, it's almost
made
like
with real chocolate.
no, it's not.
It is.
Fuck,
It's on the
no.
box, bro. It's on the
Shut
box, bro.
up.
It's on the box.
I need you
Listen
to
to
go.
this. Listen to this. The double chocolate Crave. You ever had a double chocolate Crave?
No, I stopped after the first one that didn't
also
taste good.
goated, bro. I swear to God, it's methamphetamine for children. It's that good. It's that good. I would say, what other one do I like? I like, dude, Frosted Flakes was my shit, bro.
Dude, the cinnamon Frosted Flakes.
I didn't know that existed. until
Cinnamon
right
Frosted
now.
Flakes is the best Frosted
I'll
Flake.
try it. I'll try
It is the best Frosted
I
Flake.
haven't had cereal in like 6 years probably, but
Yeah, dude. I mean,
know,
cinnamon
maybe
Frosted
like
Flakes
three.
definitely.
3 or 4.
What are the other ones? Let's see. As a kid, I really liked Lucky Charms, but now as an adult, I'm like, that is the lamest cereal.
It does kind of suck if you really
It
think
kind
about
of
it. Like,
really
you just
sucks.
remember it well because you remember the highs of the marshmallows, but the rest of the cereal
No,
does
yeah.
suck.
Okay, but wait. I'm going to say this, and you're not going to agree with me. What about, hear me out, plain cornflakes?
No.
In a bowl, just with milk.
No. We never even had that once in my house.
No, it's just
Not
so good.
one time.
Like, you taste it, and it's like, it's begging for more, and that's why you like
It's
it.
so worked out that we never had like a sleepover or anything growing up because I would have been so sad, dude. I remember being at a friend's house and them like having cornflakes when I woke up. Like the best option was fucking the honeycombs, whatever that you said earlier.
Dude, Quaker's Banana Crunch granola, that was like the goat. That was like, I
sounds like-
would eat myself sick on those
This
growing up.
dude, your family is super nice people, man. But this is making them sound like the family from Get Out right now. Like I am fucking terrified. If I woke up in this house, I was like, I'm so hungry. Let me go to the pantry. I'd be like, oh shit, bro.
No,
Bad
it
things
was
are gonna
always
happen
like
to
a
me.
fight for survival. Like, I didn't find out
Jesus.
until I got to college that not everybody would enjoy just eating a sleeve of saltine crackers. I thought that was everyone's favorite snack.
Saltines are the worst cracker.
I thought that was everyone's
all the
favorite
crackers, bro.
snack. I thought that was. I know, and you're honestly, I'll say this. You're probably right. I still like them because of my upbringing.
yeah.
Maybe I'm traumatized.
Okay,
I
what's
don't.
the best cracker?
Okay, so I was having this discussion with my coworkers the other day, and I said saltine, but wait. She said Clubhouse, and then I reeled it back, and I agreed with her. I
Yeah.
do think Clubhouse is better than saltine.
Yeah, club crackers are
I
goated,
do.
bro.
And honestly, I don't even think that I thought of any other cracker in that moment because I had only really been exposed to saltine crackers as a child. Like in adulthood, I obviously tried others. But I think it was just on the tip of my tongue to say saltine. But I don't think that's actually the best cracker.
Yeah.
But
I think Ritz are overrated, bro.
I think they're so overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Clubhouse versus Ritz, Clubhouse
Not
wins
even
every
close.
single
Yeah,
time.
Clubhouse is so good, bro. It's perfect.
Have you ever had chicken biscuits, the crackers?
No.
Chicken biscuit cracker.
Doesn't sound real.
Dude, it's so good. No, that should
Wheat
actually...
Thins? You eat Wheat Thins?
I'm trying to remember
Wheat
what the
Thins?
taste is. Dude, when I went vegan in high school, that I would eat like a fucking box of those a night.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
good, man.
They're good.
They have that shit that Cheez-Its has where, like, if you eat, like, one, you can't stop eating them, bro. Like, there's a chemical in there that, like, you can't just...
You know what?
You can't just have a serving size of Cheez-Its
Yeah, no.
or Goldfish.
absolutely
And
not.
I believe there was something to that. Like,
well, what do you think is better, the goldfish or the Cheez-Its?
I like Cheez-Its better.
I would agree.
Yeah, I
Agree.
think Goldfish... You know, sometimes kids growing up would have, like, the big thing, a goldfish, like the big tub.
Oh, yeah, my
and they'd
sister
be
would
like,
get
you know,
that.
the parents would be like, oh, like, it's such a good deal. It's like, yeah, because it's shit, dude.
Yeah, no, because
It's not
absolute
good.
crap, yeah.
Like, it's fine. I'm not going to cry if
Dude.
it's the only thing I have, but compared to a Cheez-It, bro, are you kidding me?
I don't know how anyone chooses goldfish over Cheez-It. It's like 3 times the flavor. You know what I think they need to do? And this
White
is...
cheddar Cheez-Its, bro?
Oh, yeah. I mean, those are some other level. It's kind of like the Blue Ranch Doritos.
Those were
compared
good.
to
Yeah, those
regular
were good.
Doritos. Like those were always the better
They
option.
were such a good change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of them though.
On a side note, though, to like Pop-Tarts, can we all agree that Pop-Tarts needs double stuffed?
Yo, you're spitting right now.
Dude, I've been spitting this for years, and I don't know how they're missing out on a marketing
Or just a
opportunity.
double decker, bro. But like as one.
They could
and then
just
have
make
two of that
so
in a
much
sleeve.
money.
Yeah.
Like they would actually, everyone who hates Pop-Tarts hates it for one reason. It's because there's no filling. They could gather every other consumer populace without even trying.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Yeah, double stuff Pop-Tarts would go crazy, man.
No, it would be insane.
What's your
New
favorite
Mix.
Pop-Tart? And then we'll drop the food thing for a
Okay,
little
so-
while because I'm starving.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in a while. In high school, I think it was the Hot Fudge Sundae. Was
That's
the
a
best.
good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I liked do you remember growing up they used to have the breakaway Pop-Tarts that were like in 4 pieces in 4 long
Yeah.
strips. They did it for a while. They
Yeah.
had the Oreo ones were big, and there was like a couple other ones that they did they specifically like
Oreo
a
was pretty
breakaway.
good, yeah.
The Oreo one is good. I don't really do that one as much. I honestly is my go-to like on a day-to-day, bro, brown sugar cinnamon.
Wait, day to day, you have Pop-Tarts day to day?
I haven't had Pop-Tarts in probably since I moved to Milwaukee.
Wait, brown
so probably
sugar
a year.
cinnamon, I think I disagree on that.
No, it's a good go-to. It's solid.
I
and
don't
it's good.
know.
My favorite Pop-Tart is wild berry.
I could mess with. Wait, that's the purple one with the blue?
Yeah, it was just,
I don't think I've ever tried the wild berry, but I do like the
So
regular
good.
berry ones. Like,
cherry's good. I like cherry.
yeah,
Strawberry's okay.
yeah.
Blueberry's okay.
Artificial strawberry is always weird for me because I had a medicine in 4th grade for like my stomach acid reflux that was strawberry flavored.
Traumatizing. Yeah.
What is so?
It's not funny, bro. God damn. Yeah. No, I feel that. All right. Aside from food though, it's the holidays. We're giving gifts. We're eating cereal maybe.
Dude, I want to hear about your gift that you're about to, like your favorite thing that you're about to give.
I'm really excited to. So, for people that have followed the show, or maybe I don't know if I don't really talk about it that much, but my brother and I have had an interesting relationship my whole life, and things are in a good place right now, and I'm just really excited to give him. I know he's like getting back into making music, and we made a bunch of music together in
Really?
the past, and so I just got him a MIDI keyboard that he can use, basically plug in his computer and make it any instrument, and
Dude, that's so awesome.
so I'm just really excited to give that to him. But yeah, that's probably the one I'm most excited for, just to see how he feels about it. I also got my friend Coco, who's been on the show a couple of times. I got her a custom Shrek rug. It's pretty big too, actually. It's obnoxiously big. But she loves Shrek.
How large is
It's
it?
like 4 feet by 4 feet, or yeah, 4 feet by 4 feet, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a custom rug, that's pretty big. But yeah, it's cool.
That's got to be expensive.
Yeah, I got a homie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a guy who makes custom rugs.
Okay, damn.
He's not paying me to plug it right now, but I mean, I'll say it. Cozy
Yeah.
Tufts is the
Cozy
brand.
Tufts?
Cozy Tufts, because it's called tufting. That's how you make rugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cozy. They do a good job. They do a really good job over there. So we did one for her, but she should hopefully have it by the time this comes out. Because I was supposed to give it to her for her birthday / Christmas, but her birthday was like way earlier in the month, and I just haven't connected. So
People with December birthdays are always hard.
that sucks, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing it, but it is shitty if you have a December birthday because people are like, well, "This is your birthday and Christmas present."
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
it kind
"Yo,
of sucks.
that's bullshit, bro."
Or some people are like, honestly, I want to get you a present, but I just don't have the money right now because I'm paying for everyone else's Christmas gift. Yeah, no, it sucks big.
Yeah, it's not fun. But yeah, aside from the holidays, I guess, or aside from gift giving, is there anything else that you really look forward to Christmas time of year?
Honestly, I like the whole Christmas season, but I think my favorite thing is always just being with my family when we're opening presents in the morning. Like it takes us hours to do, and we'll stop opening presents, and we have to like keep telling each other, okay, like next person open present, next person open, because like we get caught up in conversation so much that
That's cool, though.
we can't get through it.
Yeah.
And that's just, I love getting lost in conversation with my family. Like it's my favorite thing. So I love it when everyone's around.
That's fun, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I agree too. I think just like being with family, if things are good. I have a lot of trauma from like the holiday season.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it just shit gets kind of weird. But
No, it's
when
hard.
shit's good, I'm not gonna lie to you. That morning is usually always been pretty solid.
Yeah.
The morning's always been solid. The rest of the day, things tail off. But it's always good in the morning. Christmas time, do you do eggnog?
No.
Have you done eggnog? Have you tried it?
Unfortunately, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you remember you wanted to. Were we gonna do shots of eggnog for that one? We were gonna do shots of eggnog. Do you like it though?
I used to when I was really little. I like it enough to have like 4 ounces, maybe 4 or 5 ounces a year.
I mean, because I haven't tried it since I was a kid, but I never liked it really when I was a kid.
Dude, we would get cracked out on that shit as kids. I
That's
remember
stupid.
we would get like, dude, like I would dip Oreos in eggnog. Like I would dip gingerbread men in eggnog. Like I remember at Christmas time, we would lose our mind, and my mom would have to say no, like probably 1,000 times to buying eggnog once it hit Q4, because like, dude, November hits and they start bringing out eggnog. We would be, anytime we were at the store with my mom, demons, like, there's the eggnog, there's the eggnog, there's the eggnog, and she would have to like, literally like.
Why do you have this unique experience with eggnog?
I
I
don't
feel
know,
like
man.
nobody
we
has.
loved it, bro. But I don't really like it anymore. Like it's fine. It's okay. But it's like, I guess, I mean, I don't drink.
I think you overdid it. Maybe you're like burnt out of that.
Yeah, I just like it is just weird to go to now, and so like I'll have like this much. I'll have some on Christmas this year, but it'll be this much, and then that's it. I can't have any more.
Can you think of one thing that you loved so much that you ate it like every single day, and now you can't stand eating it anymore?
Yeah, there's got to be there's something recent. I feel like in the last couple of years,
I feel like
eggs.
this happens to me
But
frequently.
I came back around on eggs now.
Oh,
Because I'm
it always
cooking right.
happens. You always cycle back.
But yeah, dude, I used to eat in college. Because I would eat like 6 eggs every morning, like between like 6 to 7 eggs, and it was like I was frying them, so I wasn't like scrambling, no cheese in there or nothing. It was just like fried egg. 'Cause I was trying to gain weight, and I had to just get a lot of protein in. And
gaining weight with eggs is hard.
that was just the morning. It was my breakfast was like 1,400 calories, dude. It was like all these eggs, and then I'd eat 2 bagels with cream cheese.
What was like the peak calorie of one of your bulks? Or I guess, did you bulk really?
It wasn't bulk. I was so skinny. I needed to gain. Like there was no way I was gonna be able to play at a college level and weigh 150 pounds.
What was your like peak calorie intake? I'm always interested to hear this because some people can bulk on like, I'm just gonna call it a bulk for the sake of
For sake of being simple.
But like some people can bulk on like 2,200, and then others have to bulk on 6,000.
Dude, 2,200 would be like cutting for me.
I know.
Bro. Like,
I know.
I have a tapeworm or something. I just can't. It's hard for me to gain weight. So I have to eat, like at the time my recommended I think was like 3,900 calories to gain weight.
Yep.
And so there were a couple days, dude, where I got close to 5.
Yep.
Like I would be at like 3,600, and then I'd be like, one of the homies would be like, "You try to go to Culver's after practice?" I'm like, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And I would eat like 1,400 more calories at Culver's.
Yeah,
for
that's
dinner.
insane. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't bulk on like 5,000. I definitely bulk on more than what most people bulk on. I think like I could do a nice clean bulk with like 3,600 calories.
No way could you eat 3,600 calories.
Dude, I was doing it for like all of college.
Bro.
Yeah, not
what
all
were
of
you eating, bro? I see you eating grapes and
not all of
fucking-
college. The last 2 years of college, I was incredibly constipated and like severely underweight. So there was that situation.
Okay.
But that was that was a different situation. But like before that, I was eating like 36 to 4,000 every single day. Yeah.
Were you moving around a lot, or I mean, I know you're active. But
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I would weight train for like 2 or 2.5 hours a day, and then I would do like a substantial amount of cardio. I'd normally like walk for. I'd make sure to have a dedicated 40-minute walk aside from like whatever I'm doing, like going to and from classes, and then 30 minutes of like inclined speed walking on the treadmill plus the 2.5 hours of. So maybe that's why I can.
So you were doing a lot, yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Well, that's the same thing. Like during that time for me, it was like.
I guess that was like maintenance actually.
Yeah.
So I guess bulking probably like 4,000 on that regimen.
Okay. Yeah. It's a lot, bro. Especially if you're staying really active and you're doing a lot. That was the thing. The other issue is like it probably could have bulked if I wasn't doing anything.
Right.
On like 32 to 3,500 calories, but because I was training for like, if you counted everything up, probably close to 8 to 9 hours a day, it's like you gotta eat a lot of food, bro.
Yeah,
like,
and also if you're like a fidgety person.
Yeah, I do be
like the discrepancy for most people of like how many calories they burn per day. It's just what they're doing throughout, like tapping their foot or like moving their fingers or.
I get yelled at for that in bed all the time. Like in the morning, bro. Not like. No, like we'll be laying there in the morning, and like if it's like a lazy day, like let's say like we have some time and I can sleep in, or like we're just hanging out, like I'll be tapping my foot in bed.
No, I'm the same.
And it's like
way.
I don't know, it's like comfortable. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like
it's not comfortable to stop.
Yeah, and then it'd be like, just stop moving your fucking foot, and I'm like, I didn't even know I was fucking doing it, dude. Honestly.
And then you feel uncomfortable when you feel like it's itchy.
And then you're like trying to stop, and you're trying to like focus your energy, and now it just feels like my whole leg is vibrating.
It's actually it's not fun. It's not fun to stop the fidget.
Yeah, not fun at all. Not fun at all. But okay, so that's a good segue though, bringing up some of the weight training and the ebbs and flows of our training regimens and eating, because I have been following your YouTube stuff, and you've been posting ever so, not all the time, but when you have time.
Well, every time I post, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start posting again, and then like some other shit happens.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's not like I'm doing.
I feel
it
like it's
out of-
also hard because like you have to, or at least maybe this is what you feel like, and I'll tell you this: you don't have to if you felt this way. It feels like maybe you think that like, okay, I was gone for a while, so I got to like explain
it,
and then
every time I just explain. Every
it's
video
like-
is an explanation.
yeah. It's like every video is like, well, all this effed up stuff happened, and then I'm gonna be here now, and then it's like shit. Then all this other effed up stuff happens, and so it's like, but why don't you, for people that maybe haven't seen anything or don't follow your YouTube channel at all, like, what has been going on with you, dog? Because you told us before we went live, you're not even able to really move a whole lot.
No, I'm not. No, I'm wearing a back brace right now, actually, under this guy.
Under the Snuggie?
Yeah, because I broke my spine.
How?
I don't know. It just it was non-traumatic. It just happened.
A non-traumatic spine break?
Yeah, it sucks. But
Okay.
I did just record a whole YouTube video about this actually, so that'll go up. But I'm gonna explain it here too.
Okay.
Damn, where to even start? Do you want like the short story?
Don't give me the short story. Give me like an abridged, and then I'll ask questions, and that'll lead to maybe dig up some more details that we think are super relevant.
Okay, so basically this all started. I guess only a year ago is when I've been having significant pain, but really the story started like a year and a half ago when I came off of birth control. So I came off of birth control. I didn't get my period back for like 3 months. So I was like, okay, this is fucked up.
What was this is gonna be an ignorant question, but it's just the truth. You're gay. So why are you on birth control?
Well, and actually I'm dating men now. I have been dating men. Yes, but I'm not like not gay. I mean, I'm not like gay. I'm like trying to be straight.
Dude, you gotta do a remix. I got this song called "I'm Not Great." You could do like "I'm not gay, but I'm working on." Dude, that would be hard, bro. That would be hard.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I could come through for that.
Dude, pull up on the show.
Honestly, that'd just be a fun one.
It's
to, like,
Cailin with the remix. Dude, that'd be crazy. They got the air horns going, and it's like, "I'm not gay." Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not gay anymore.
So we'll talk about that. Maybe
that's
one
crazy.
next.
We got a bunch of clips going up right now, like this week, that are all like Pride. Like it was when you were on like around.
Yeah,
Pride.
no, I saw that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that one. You tagged me in that.
There was a couple people that were saying some weird shit. I don't really look at the comments anymore for like clips and stuff.
Dude, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Like when you post clips of me, I'm like, was I mansplaining? Like, do I know that? Like, or was that? I hope I knew that at the time because like reflecting on it, I'm like, I'm not sure that's true.
Shit, bro.
No, I'm sure if I said it, I knew it. Like I wouldn't just
You wouldn't
speak
make
on-
it up.
Yeah,
I would.
I wouldn't make it up.
I would. So
So yeah, right. Okay, so came off birth control, didn't get my period back for like 3 months. I was like, that's fucking weird. So I went to get my blood drawn. And I saw a women's health specialist. He doesn't know anything about women's health, actually.
he's a man?
Yeah,
it's a man? It's a women's health specialist?
Yeah, he's like super incompetent. So he drew my blood and they found that there were no detectable hormones in my body. Like they would use a less than symbol and then a single digit number.
No detectable hormones?
Yeah, no sex hormones. So no testosterone, no estrogen, no progesterone, no LH, no FSH. None of them were detectable in my blood. So, and if they were detectable, it was like 5 or something, like 5 nanograms per deciliter.
What does that mean?
Fucking nothing. Well, it means that I have some sort of adrenal pituitary dysfunction.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, so that wasn't.
It means my body's just not producing sex hormones. That's what that means, really.
So you're not horny at all?
I wasn't attracted to people for like 2 years.
Wow. I
Yeah.
got a couple homies that I think might have the same thing.
Yeah, no, it's a really big problem. But so I can get to that too,
Okay.
about
Yeah, we will.
where we're at now with that whole situation. Okay, so he referred me to an
I was about to make a joke. It's not ill-timed. Just keep going. Just keep going.
He referred me to an endocrinologist. Obviously that took 6 months to get because it takes forever to see an endocrinologist. Over this period of time, then come January. So I came off of birth control it was July 22nd of 2022. And I was kind of fine, dealing with a couple of injuries, which were like kind of weird. That was when I was still super weight training or whatever. So I backed off of weight training at that time too. Come January, I'm only walking, and I'm doing like significant walk, like probably 6 miles a day.
Okay.
And then like that's not including like what I was doing at work and stuff like that. So I was walking a lot, but I started getting this really bad pain in my SI joint, which is, for those of you that don't know, it's like your lower left back, and you normally feel it like in your upper glute. Well, it's lower left or right. For me, it's the left SI joint that hurts, right? So I had that really bad pain, and I was also getting MRIs on my hips at this time because I thought the pain was coming from my hips. Turns out that that's not the case. If you have hip problems, which I do, I have torn labrums from training for a triathlon in college. That doesn't affect like the pain in your glutes or anything like that. It affects the pain in your groin. So anyway, that's why I was like getting the MRIs on my hips at the time. And I ended up seeing a chiropractor because nobody else really had anything to tell me about what was going on. My hip MRIs were like the same as they had been, like with the torn labrums, whatever. So I was seeing the chiropractor for a lot of months, and that was really helping. And that...
What was helping that wasn't... So, like, I'm what I imagine, so I guess, like, the regular medical professionals were just like, like, it's not great, but, like, there's nothing... Like, we get you're in pain, but, like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can fix with a surgery, and there's nothing that we can... Like, we could just give you pain meds. Right. That's all we can do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, that was basically... That was the consensus over this whole year is... Basically, and at this time I hadn't seen many doctors because I was really waiting for this endocrinologist appointment because I was convinced that, you know, all this happened after I came off of birth control, and this was my hypothesis at the time. I was like, you came off of birth control, you stopped producing hormones, and you also backed off of weight training. So you probably had severe muscle atrophy, probably lost a lot of stability in your hips. You already don't have labrums to stabilize your hips, and so your walking gait is probably super abnormal, and it's causing this pain in your lower back.
So you kind of sound like right now there used to be, before action figures got good, they used to really only have like the leg would be straight. They can't see me, but the leg would be straight and the arm would be straight, and it was like just a thing here, so you could just like rotate the arm this way or this way. Right. Now they make them with like rotate. They have labrums. They have labrums. Yeah.
They probably
hips,
can take more impact than me.
They can do shit. Yeah. So you're kind of like one of the old OG like Star Wars action figures.
Yeah, I'd say that they're probably more mobile than I am.
That's
actually.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool in a way.
In a way, I guess that.
All right, so yeah. So you can't move at all now, and
that's not the end of the story.
Oh, we're not there. Yet.
No, that's
why I wanted to keep going.
That's like the very beginning of the story.
So, and
maybe I am making this too long of a story.
No. So you're in a place at that point where it's like, okay, I have limited mobility. I feel you have your own hypothesis of what's going on.
Right.
Medical professionals are not helping you, but you're still holding out like, okay, this endocrinologist is going to help me out.
Yeah, that was a great summary.
And so how's
that? That was fantastic, actually.
I don't know how I did that. I have no fuel up here right now. So
yeah, well, you managed. So I see the endocrinologist, and she's a dumb bitch too. She had no idea what to tell me about. Actually, as a matter of fact, I started teaching her things about hormones. And she denied them the whole time. And then I was like, maybe I'm wrong about this. And then I Googled the things that I told her during the appointment, and I was right, and she was actually wrong. So that was like kind of terrifying that I even trusted my health in her hands for even 2 seconds. But she basically told me that my only option is to go back on birth control, and that she doesn't see my hormones resuming ever again, basically. So what?
Wait. So her... You say so it's not normal to have no hormones.
It's not right.
Good. Also, probably there's other medical.
It's so
health,
bad, and I'm dealing with that now. That's what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. So there's other health issues that can arise from that, and 100%. You're like, "Yo, this is what's going on," and she's like, "Well, I think you should go back on birth control as a solution, but that solution's also not going to fix it. I don't think it's ever going to work out for you." So what is she just saying? Like, dude, you better get used to the health shit that's going to come with this. Like,
right. Well, this is the thing with a lot of medical doctors actually is they don't really understand the effects of certain medications and what the medications are masking. So like, yes, I could take birth control and that would give me some amount of hormone. Wouldn't solve the problem because of the problems that I'm dealing with now. They're also a little bit attributable to being on birth control for a really long time. But again, we'll get into that. Birth control is not like the end all be all, like fix all for all of your problems, but it is prescribed that way. Like if you have bad acne, birth control. If you have bad period cramps, birth control. If you fucking have bad emotions, birth control. And it's just like thrown at you as a band-aid, but it never fixes the underlying issue of like, why are you having all these symptoms? Like, are there other things that you could do? Yeah. So I told her I didn't want to go back on birth control because of what I know about it now, like having done my research on it and the health implications of being on it and things like that. And also at this point, I thought that I wasn't producing hormones because I had been on birth control for so long. So I was like, if it's really able to damage my body like that, why would I want to go back on it? You know, but I'm not sure that birth control is what caused that. I don't think that it did me any favors, but her hypothesis was that because I was underweight for so long in college, people with anorexia, and even though it wasn't anorexia, I was dealing with like severe constipation and I couldn't eat, and so that was like why I was super thin for those 2 years at the end of college. But we can just call it like underweight anorexia type thing, right? So people who are really underweight for that amount of time, in 95% of cases of people with anorexia, their hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis can recover. So basically, your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your adrenal glands all communicate to produce certain hormones, right? Yeah. And basically,
when you're anorexic or when you're dealing with when you're underweight, super thin like that for an extended period, that's gonna shut those things down.
Right, causes some sort of dysfunction, and you don't produce hormones, or you produce them irregularly, or whatever it is. And so,
but usually you're saying they can bounce back once the issues are resolved. Like once they're able to eat more regularly, more healthy diet.
Right.
And you were doing that now, or you were doing that. So you were like, well, why isn't this picking up?
And she said in 5% of cases, it just doesn't come back, which doesn't make sense because your body.
What do they do for those 5% of cases? Just be like, well, I guess die.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. And also like, you're basically a new person every 7 years. Like after 7 years, every cell in your body has turned over. So like it wouldn't make sense that I'm not able to recover these cells or like these organs or whatever, right? Because I was underweight for a certain amount. A lot of people are underweight, and I've never heard of anybody. I actually don't know a girl from my college that didn't have like some sort of bad relationship with food or wasn't underweight or whatever. So like a lot of people deal with this and they don't have this problem. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And at this point I still thought it was birth control. So, then I was like, okay, fuck this bitch. I'm not going to talk to her anymore. And then she wanted to like run some tests on me and like reschedule a follow-up, and I canceled that shit and like basically ghosted her on my chart. And then I called my doctor from back home and I was like, yo, everyone down south sucks. Like I need you to hook me up with somebody who has any clue about what they're talking about. So she referred me to a fertility specialist, in Illinois. And I talked to the fertility specialist. I was like, I don't want to go on birth control, but I need hormones because my bones are like slowly deteriorating because the consequence of not having any estrogen. And this is why postmenopausal women get osteoporosis, is because they don't have estrogen, and estrogen is necessary for signaling, like forces on your bones and like building bone and things like. It's a very essential hormone for building bone and maintaining bone, right? So, I was like, yeah, my bones are withering away. I already know it, and I'm terrified. Like, early onset osteoporosis is like my greatest fear on the planet. And she was like, okay, I'll put you on HRT. So she put me on estrogen and progesterone. So which is the same thing that's in birth control, but I'm just cycling on it now. So I take like different hormones at different times of the month. Yeah. And they're bioidentical too, which birth control is not normally bioidentical.
What does bioidentical mean?
They're like the actual hormone structure. They're not like a synthetic version of the hormone. Yeah. So they don't just like mimic the hormone. They are the literal hormone. Yeah.
Yeah. They're him.
They are it.
They're it.
Yeah. So I've been on that for a while. They won't prescribe me testosterone though, which is like kicking me in the ass because I know I need it, but because nobody's willing to prescribe it to females basically, even if they need it. And then let's see, what even happened after that? Oh yeah, I broke my spine.
But like, did you just wake up and it was broken? Like,
yeah, I couldn't walk one day, and so I went to my chiropractor and I was like, "Yo, I like can't walk." I was using a cane and I couldn't put pressure on my leg. I keep a cane on handy because like some days I can't walk. So I was like trying to walk with the cane, couldn't make it to work, so I stopped halfway and got an Uber home. And then I
remember hearing about this in the YouTube video. I think.
Did I?
Yeah. But it's good. They don't know that.
Yeah,
I know they don't.
So
know.
I called my chiropractor. I was like, look, I can't walk. I'm terrified, whatever. So I go there and he tries to adjust me. And I literally, he didn't like pick me up, but like he lifts your upper back to like crack you. And I jumped off the table basically. And he had to like catch me from falling on the ground because it hurt so bad. And he was like, that like wasn't normal. Like whatever the fuck just happened. So like we need to get an MRI on your lumbar spine. They got an MRI on my lumbar spine and I had fractured my L4, like non-traumatically. I have like an idea of like maybe how I could have irritated it. I was doing a lot of like hip exercises on like the floor of my bedroom just to like get my SI joint pain to go away, because there are certain exercises that I can do that like help alleviate the pain. And I did a lot of those one day because it was really hard to walk. And it was the next day that I couldn't walk.
It kind of sounds like maybe somebody has like a voodoo doll of you and they just
they're
just stabbing the back of it. Like, do you have any enemies?
Honestly,
do you have any people, like any ops?
now that you're saying this, I don't know.
Any people
I
from
should
your
probably-
past, maybe that we went to high school with, that like would really have it out for you? Because dude, there's no way that you just like manifested breaking your spine.
No, I know. It's actually so bad.
Like somebody had to have a doll that looks just like the person I'm talking to right now and was fucking stabbing it with a little needle in the back.
Not just stabbing, like
Yeah, I mean maybe they were just folding it in half.
maybe. It's fuck, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna
You
have to
seen the
look into
Barbie
it.
movie?
No, but I want to.
I just saw it the other day, and they do like if the person is like fucking with their Barbie, like if a girl is like messing with her like breaking the Barbie, like drawing on all crazy, like in Barbie world, she starts having like side effects. So like maybe
Is it constant then? I mean, she's got to constantly be in pain.
well, one of them her legs don't work anymore. She's like doing this. You know when Barbies like break and they do like the splits like all the time. One of them has that. So
Dude, that might be me. I might be a Barbie.
dude, we're all Barbies.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. So you're a broken Barbie now.
Yeah.
And so they gave you some stuff, but they won't give you the good stuff. You wanted that tea, baby.
Right. Yeah, I literally wanted the tea.
Yeah.
So yeah, once they found out that I had like a non-traumatic fracture, they were like, okay, we need to do a bone density scan on you because like something's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
They did the bone density scan. Turns out I have full-blown osteoporosis.
Oh, you have it.
I do. Yes,
Wow.
especially in my lumbar spine.
Did you drink any milk growing up?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
See, that's fucked up, bro. Because they always used to tell me that if I drank milk,
You wouldn't have osteoporosis.
they wouldn't say it that way, but they'd just be like, milk will give you strong bones.
No, drink it all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think
They lied.
so over the last couple of months, I've been doing like a deep dive into everything, like the literature of bones and bone metabolism and like what affects what. And I was thinking like, what the fuck in my life could be like causing it? Like there's got to be something, because it's not just being underweight for 2 years. I fucking know that. And even being on birth control, like it's weird, but like I've never heard of anyone doing that. So I was thinking about everything, and I put my eczema cream on like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, what the fuck am I putting on my skin? So I Googled it, and it turns out I've been using a glucocorticoid. Do you know what a glucocorticoid is?
No.
It's a steroid. It's a steroid cream, topical steroid cream that I've been using daily since I was 14 years old. Do you want to know what the two most common, well-documented side effects of glucocorticoids are?
Osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis and HPA axis dysfunction. And I think I figured out the fucking missing puzzle piece. I think that since I was 14, I've barely been building bone. I've had severe hormonal dysregulation, and now I'm dealing with all of the consequences of it. So needless to say, I threw that shit in the trash. And I've been doing research about, now I need to figure out how to like fix
Now you gotta reverse it, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to join this, I say join, I'm going to pay out the ass for this bone health program, which it's basically a group of physicians who have non-traditional ways of treating osteoporosis through lifestyle and like peptides and supplements and exercise and dietitians and things like that. So I basically am paying out of pocket for this group of physicians that are going to help me build back bone while I still can while I'm young, because they say you can only build bone until a certain age. They say 25. Some people argue that it's 30 or 33. I think that's probably mostly all bullshit. I think we could probably build it until we die, because it doesn't make sense that we wouldn't be able to rebuild bone, because every time you take a step, you have sorry, do you want me to like shut up?
No. Keep going.
Okay, because
what happens every time you take a step?
So you have what's called osteoblasts and osteoclasts. The osteoclasts are what break down your bone, and the osteoblasts are what build your bone. Every time you take a step, your osteoclasts are breaking your bone. It causes micro damage on your bone every time you take a step. Every time you lift a weight, whatever. Every time you do anything, stand up, you have these micro damage.
That's what I say. Like lifting weights, your
it's good for your bones.
It's really good for your bones. Like there's like a direct correlation between like people who are still able to move around and get around when they're 67 years old and how much they lifted weights.
I should have crazy good bone density, right?
Yeah, but you fucked up, man.
No, I fucked that up. Yeah.
Maybe they're lying about that though, because they lied about the milk.
Oh, like the whole weight thing?
Yeah.
I don't think they lied about the milk. I just don't think
this
that's
whole
the only
lifetime?
variable.
So you're trying to change? So you're changing the cream, bro? You changing the sexual orientation?
The cream?
Yeah, you got rid of the cream, bro.
Yeah. Oh, are you
and now you
asking
switched
about
it for the other cream.
what's the other cream? Oh.
I'm saying, like, is that what this is all about, bro?
I think it might be a little bit.
Whoa.
I don't
bro.
know.
You need that vitamin D.
I take that supplementing 2,000 IUs every day since I was like
Holy
19.
shit, bro.
So
Never mind. You were good.
I'm good on that.
D.
Yeah. We could get into.
We will in a second. I want to wrap this up with a bow though. So you.
Yeah.
You figured this out now. Is that where we are right now? Is that now you are trying to figure out? Okay, so I know, or you have obviously
I have a strong idea.
You have a very strong idea, and what you just laid out as someone who isn't in this like you're in it, it makes sense from the way you laid it out. So like that's where you're at right now is trying to just now you're trying to figure out solutions.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna honestly, this is my goal for 2024. I'm gonna start the bone health program probably pretty close to January 1st. I might actually start it that Monday. Like it just might happen that way. But I've already put down part of the payment. It's like super expensive. It's like going to be all of my savings. It's $11,000.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, no, it's really unfortunate, but I'd rather live for a long time.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you can't put a price on your quality of life.
Yeah. And I don't have one. I actually like legitimately the fact that I'm like able to walk around like the house is a blessing. Like I actually couldn't. I was on bed rest. I had to take like weeks off of work. Like I couldn't do anything around the house. And I still have extreme pain like in my SI joint and like my back. Obviously, the back brace has been helping a lot. But yeah, there's no price to like get that back. And I'm confident that these people will be able to help me. They help people in their 60s and 70s reverse osteoporosis. Yeah. So I'm confident that they'll be able to help me with.
You do any backwards walking?
Backwards, no.
Backwards walking is really good for. I mean, not for. I don't know. It's really good for your knees.
Yeah,
really,
yeah. My brother's
back.
a fan of that. He does backwards walking on the treadmill at the gym.
Yeah, it's huge. It's really bad for
knees.
treadmills, but
is it?
Yeah, especially because
it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous. They also say like because you're not really getting the same if you're walking on a treadmill that's on backwards. It's not really doing as much as what it's supposed to be doing with how beneficial backwards walking is.
Okay, gotcha.
So they say if you're gonna do it, if you have like the guy who knees over toes guy, he's like really big on all this stuff.
Yeah, my brother watches him.
He says, and he acknowledges that it's really bad for treadmills, but it's best to do it with the treadmill off because it's restricted then. And you're doing the backwards walking,
okay.
And it's no like.
Maybe that's what he does. I don't know.
And so that's what's really good, beneficial, but it's also like if you do that in a gym and a gym owner like understands what that's doing to the treadmill, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing to my treadmill right now? Get the hell out of here."
Yeah, that's fair. That probably would not be good for the.
You're doing it. You know what sucks, man, and this is what like even I think I maybe mentioned. I commented something on one of your videos where like, dude, it's.
I don't look at the comments.
What you're doing to yourself, man. I mean, first off, I applaud you for you know you have the mind when it comes to like this is adjacent. This is like similar to the shit you're going to school for, right? It's not. This is science.
It's biochem. Yeah.
It's like
human biochem, not yeast biochem.
Exactly. And so it's like, you know, you have the mind where you can interpret this at a level that maybe many people wouldn't be able to in a similar circumstance. Right. But where I like really feel for you and I just, you know, I'm sorry that you're going through it is like you're putting yourself in this vicious cycle right now of like obsessing over this, but it sucks because like it feels like no one else is gonna do it, man.
Yeah.
And you've proven it because you went to the people that
15, I think, is what I'm at. Doctors.
You went to the people that are supposed to help us, right? That are supposed to help you, and it's like nobody takes you seriously. And the ones that do, they're like, I had to put in a little too much work, so I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to.
They don't want to read the papers. That's what it is. Because I'm not like special.
The information is there. Papers. Yeah, the information is there, right? And they don't want to do it, and so it's like it's frustrating. Because now you're doing what a lot of athletes do when they get hurt or when they experience injury and they're not able to, you know, have their normal function or their normal mobility, and they hyper obsess over like, well, what could I have done to fix this? What can I do to fix it? And you start kind of going a little crazy. Yeah. Because I know I've done it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did it this year.
Yeah.
You know, I with
your knees.
I pulled a quad. And it was. I mean, it was just pulled. It wasn't. They think it was maybe like a minor tear. Which basically is a pull.
Is a pull, right. Pulls fucking suck. They can make you feel like you've got something wrong. Like I have one really right here. Wrong. I've got one right here. Yeah. When I said ow earlier, like that was because I took a step and it was just like
groin?
It's no, well maybe. It's like maybe. I think so. Yeah. Here and then it goes up into my abs too.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's
is
probably,
that what
I don't know if it's a pull groin exactly. But I've had a similar experience before, and like that's really bad. I've had that like at a lesser extent, but I had a pulled quad earlier this year from something that happened at work, and I remember, dude. I mean, it was like 2 months before I was like fully able to like start like working at, like rehabbing it, like where I was able to like start doing like my actual workouts. I was still like staying active, just doing a bunch of push-ups is all I could do, really. Push-ups.
And that's the worst part too, is like you can't work out.
Yeah, because it's your legs, bro. Like you can't do anything. And like even if you're a guy like that's all into arms, like if your leg is broken, like okay, I guess you're gonna go on your crutches to the gym today in the middle in Wisconsin, you know, if there's snow on the ground or whatever, you know, it's cold, whatever, and then throw the crutches outside. Hopefully someone can spot you while you do bench press. Like, it's just lame, you know? So it was like really sucked. And the whole time, dude, I'm thinking like, well, what did I do, man? Like I'm doing the knees over toes guy. I bought that program. Like I did that program, like loved it, really helped my knees out. And I'm like, dude, I'm doing the stuff I'm supposed to do. Like I work out every day. I'm like, what could I have done to not let this happen? And then I'm researching like, well, what is it? Is it this squat? Because I didn't know. And the doctor, what did the doctor do? What do you take a wild guess when I went to the doctor, what he suggested, what the suggested course of action was. And I went
take
to
anti-inflammatories.
Yeah. That's it.
I've been told that so many times.
That's all he said.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, bro, anti-inflammatories are great. That helps.
Except for literally every other part of your body
what
they're helping.
Yeah. Well, the issue is this, dude. I had a doctor look me straight in the face when I had a strained meniscus. Again, or no, it was another. Like I had a strained meniscus in my opposite knee. The meniscus I got injured that like I don't have a meniscus of anymore. And this guy goes to me, he goes, dude, when I was in high school, my knees were fucked, and all I did was just take 2 ibuprofens for every game, and it worked out fine. I'm like,
was he really fat?
Nah, he was overweight a little.
Okay, just because
he looked like a dad that like was a post in high school. You know, like he's like 6'4", like looked like he maybe was athletic, probably was kind of a douche to kids that had better grades than him, and like he don't do much anymore. But
the only reason I say that is because everyone I know who's taken like has chronically taken anti-inflammatories is like overweight, and I just assume that it's because of their gut problems. Because of the anti-inflammatories, anti-steroidal, anti-inflammatory.
I mean, well, the thing is, I like anti-inflammatories are great. It's like, but it's like, dude, the thing is, I'm not trying to like if I'm there and I'm there because I'm an athlete at the time. I'm taking it super seriously.
Yep.
And you're like kind of laughing in my face a little bit. It's a little disrespectful that like you're just like just taking ibuprofen. I'm like, dude, there might be something really wrong here, and you're telling me, okay, there might be something wrong. Why don't you just take this thing so your body will feel like you're good while you hurt it more?
That's literally what I tell them. I'm like, you don't understand. If I take an anti-inflammatory, I'm going to go balls to the wall.
That's
if
what
I
I'm
feel
saying.
good, it's not safe.
That's what, yeah, exactly. That's the issue. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like, don't get me wrong. This was the NBA Finals. I'll take the fucking anti-inflammatory. Give me a shot of whatever you got because I got to play today. But it's like, if there's a way for me to rehab this safely, so that I can really push myself in the future, I would much rather do that. So why are you just being like, oh, you're in pain? You think that this, and you've had this history of whatever other injuries, and you know your body better than I would know your body? Bro, I think you just need some ibuprofen.
Yeah. No, that's what they, because they don't know what the problem is. That's what they say when they don't have the answer. Like I still have this shoulder / upper back problem where it feels like someone's stabbing me whenever I like do something, but like whenever I do something. So like I can do like this and whatever and it feels fine. But if I were to like even train legs or something like that, I would have this stabbing pain in my upper back / shoulder where I like couldn't breathe. I have to like tilt my head like this and put my arm like this in order to breathe. Because like the pressure of my lungs going up against my back is so painful that it won't let me inhale air, and I feel like someone's literally stabbing me.
Yeah, I don't know how you figured that pose out too. I would have liked to been there that day when you were like, "Oh shit,
you try anything, dude.
Fucking breathing. Let me just."
It takes a while.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But he told me so he ordered a nerve function test on me. My nerve function was normal, and then he diagnosed me with scapular dyskinesis, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, well, it means that your scapula is like in pain. And I was like, yeah, it is.
So what are we going to do to fix it, brother?
And he was like, just take, what is it called? It starts with an M, but it's an anti-inflammatory. He's like, just take that every day. And I was like, for how long? And he was like, just like when it hurts. And I was like, but it's just going to keep hurting like for the rest of my life. Like, you want to just take anti-inflammatories for the rest of my life?
Dude, we are so dumb. And I will say this a million times on this fucking podcast. This country is so dumb and so backwards in the medical, with the way we approach our medical care
Yeah.
because it is we don't want anybody to have affordable healthcare, which is helps prevent stuff like this, right? Where it's like we only care about the top of the top. If you look at professional athletes, people whose bodies we care about, why do we care about? Because they make a fucking ton of money for the companies that they represent and the corporations that pay for the sponsorship, all this other shit, right? They make a ton of money. So what happens when a professional athlete has right knee soreness? What happens? They scan that motherfucker's whole body. They got somebody holding his nuts, fucking making sure like physical's good, cough a couple hundred times. We got to take some blood tests. We're going to check the hair, everything.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's worth money.
Yeah.
And they make sure that we know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that this person is fine. And if they're not, what we are going to do to fix that.
Have you ever noticed that like the doctors that represent celebrities are always like holistic doctors? Like
yeah,
they're
they care
always
about that too,
doctors
yeah.
that talk about lifestyle and like triads of different things that are affecting.
You also do, and I agree with you. You also do have to have a shit ton of money to do like LeBron. Have you ever seen like what LeBron does with his body? It's amazing, man. And it's a lot of it's natural shit. Like he's getting massages. He's like sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber, so it's like 100% oxygen. Like he's doing all this shit, but it's like, okay,
Well, you don't like need a lot of money to just like.
You don't need a lot of money to get like some sunlight, walk, like move around. Like there's basic level, great. But there is like the issue is that we don't want to spend any money up front. Where I would have a meniscus right here, right now, today, had they just given me the MRI the day I went in.
Really?
But instead, what they said was, we're going to have you wait 6 weeks. Actually, it was wait 2 weeks, then you go to physical therapy once the swelling goes down. All right, so it's anti-inflammatories until swelling goes down. Then you're going to go to physical therapy for 6 weeks. Do physical therapy for 6 weeks. What happened? The meniscus tear that I had, which happens a lot for people that are watching, meniscus sits like this, or your knee sits like this. The meniscus sits in between both parts of the knee. So it's a cushion, basically. It's every time you're landing, it's stopping. It bends a little bit, helps the knee bend so when you squat. What happened was my knee had torn this way. The meniscus had torn like down the center of it. So it was like a flap. And what would happen was, because I was doing physical therapy, I was doing these things, it would fall back into place. So my knee would feel fine. And like there would be like a thing, if I had a piece of paper, it would look like a thin piece of paper sitting in between this. And it would look fine. And what happened is you start moving around, you're turning playing basketball, all of a sudden that little flap would catch something and it would feel like, oh shit, my knee's out. And so guys think it's like it goes back to like, I forget when they coined the term, but like a trick knee, like a dude has a trick knee, like his knee comes out of place. That's what it is. His meniscus is fucking torn and it's falling in. And so what happened was I went to 6 months of physical therapy, wasn't fixed. We're at the hour. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll wrap here soon. What happened was my shit was torn and I went through all this physical therapy, felt better. And they're like, all right, you're cleared to play. I got cleared to play basketball. And I thought that was just my knee now. Every once in a while, it would just do a weird thing. You know what happened over the next 4 months? I shredded my meniscus to a point where eventually, because it just kept pulling, and then you were tearing a new part of it every time, to when I finally came back in and they now gave me the fucking MRI, they were like, oh yeah, it's fucking shredded into pieces.
That is so sad to me because this is like not an uncommon.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's that real. And obviously, I'm gonna take it more personally because it happened to me. But it's like that's the shit that bothers me, and I just have never gone along. I don't have a doctor right now. I do not have a doctor. I'm like in the Aurora system, but like every doctor I've had is a fucking clown.
They're absolute clowns. Yeah.
And that's not to say Aurora is clown, but it's just like any doctor that I have gone to in the last however many years is a clown.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all of them. And actually, like, bouncing off, I think we've had this conversation before.
We did.
About,
I think we had.
Yeah, because I had a very similar situation with my labrum. I tore both of my labrums training for the triathlon, and I went to physical therapy, and I was like, do you think, like, maybe I tore something? And blah, 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 blah. They were like, no, you're so flexible, you didn't tear anything. Which, looking back, I'm like, how the fuck does my flexibility tell you that I haven't torn my labrum? But whatever, that's what they were using as a metric. So,
flexibility as a fucking.
It literally doesn't. Yeah. No, it literally doesn't make sense. And then, so part of my physical therapy was running, because they said I'm just running with like bad form. So I just had to like keep running on my torn labrums, and I was like, yeah, like this does kind of hurt. Like I'm on the treadmill, and they're like, okay, like we'll stop when it hurts. And I was like, okay. And they would like prescribe me running outside of therapy too. So I was basically just running on these torn labrums
just
for like
them up,
a couple months. Yeah,
just fucking
and
tearing them to pieces.
It's obliterated now. Like I have shattered labrums, but.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is.
I don't know. It's just, and the thing is if you were a professional athlete, they would have taken the time
Yep.
to figure it out immediately. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm not even blaming. I am blaming some of these people's egos, because a lot of doctors, and I've talked to doctors, they'll admit it, they have egos. Just happens when you get the fucking DR in front of your name, you know? They, like, those people, it does suck that they don't always take you seriously, and they have really bad people skills, a lot of them, where they don't know how to, like, talk to you. That's a side point. It's not their fault that the system is so dumb that, like, we are only gonna help the people that have the most money.
Well, this is like kind of where the problem is. I think a lot of it, I don't think doctors like want to be bad at their jobs. Like, I don't think anyone goes into a career and they're like, yeah, I want to be the dumbest, most incompetent bitch. They just like end up that way.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think that it's a lack of knowledge on their part, like what they've been taught. Like, they're not taught to review the literature. Like,
well, they're not. I wouldn't even say they're not taught that, because obviously there's going to be things as for a doctor where they're going to have to do that in school. What I think is there's no incentive to.
Right.
Because it's
right.
These doctors
To continue
are
doing it,
getting
yeah.
paid a lot more than everybody else in that hospital or in that practice, because they are doctors, because they got whatever that tells them that they're a doctor, right? So we value them at this much, whatever. We do not value them at any more if they do a good job or not with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Unless they're, I mean, we do to some extent with like surgeons and shit like that. Like there are like super
Right,
highly,
right,
but it's
maybe.
like a family practice or your local Aurora or your local fucking, I don't know the other names of hospital, Ascension or whatever the fuck. Like these companies, they're not getting paid more. The doctor that comes in to see you because your last 3 doctors didn't work out, that comes in and just check on you for the first time and learn all this shit about you, does not get paid any more for that visit if they help you or not. Or if they go check a fucking paper, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it needs to be that way, but it's because this shit is so like,
but you know, like,
it's a job, bro. I was getting paid. I worked at Target, right? We talked about Target earlier before.
We did, yes.
I worked at Target. You know what somebody told me that worked at Target?
What?
You don't get paid by the box. You get paid by the hour.
so then you have no incentive to.
There's
box
no
more.
incentive for me to fucking like your team lead comes up to you and you're like, Darren, I really need you to get this. I know we gave you 4 extra vehicles today, but we really need you to push all this product to the floor. It would really help me out. Okay. Am I getting paid for that fucking? Am I getting extra pay today because I'm helping you out? No.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid the same amount. That doctor not good. There's no reason that the doctor has no. And maybe, dude, I am very hungry. So maybe I'm getting this mad because I'm super hungry.
No, I mean, I get this
But-
angry about it all the time.
But there's just no reason for them to. So that's why they're not going to.
But what do you think the solution to that is?
I think we need. First off, I think everybody needs healthcare. I think,
Okay, but then that's where the issue would come in.
But
though,
I think
right?
it needs to be funded the way we need to take it as seriously as we do professional athletes and as we do our military, because we don't fuck around when it comes to that shit. Why are we fucking around? And it's the issue is to me.
Well,
we
they
need
just
to
have access to really
put
good
our
doctors.
money. Why is it $500 to $1,000 to get an MRI? And why do they always tell you, oh man, we can't get an MRI for like 6 months? But then when you finally come in to like you go to a different place and they'll be like, yeah, we can get you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What do you mean, bro? No one's in the machine right now. No one's in the room. Like you'll show up and they'll be like, oh, it's 6 months for an MRI. And I'm like, we can walk. Let's walk to the wing of the hospital where the MRI is right now. Is someone using it? I know you're not a tech, but can we just fucking turn it on? And I know I sound like an idiot, but it's like, dude, like, we need more people. We need to put money into this shit because it's dumb. What we do is we don't pay for it up front, and then what happens? You get fucked up. You get hella fucked up. I get hella fucked up. I get sick with something because I wasn't getting regular checkups, because I wasn't doing all these other things that take care of your body. And then what happens? You're super sick, and now we're paying for it on the back end because we're living in fucking poverty. I can't pay these hospital bills. But now, because I'm living in a hospital for months on whatever, because you're barely keeping me alive, you're playing catch up and you don't know, you have to figure out what things are, and you're trying to cure something that is uncurable, but it could have been prevented. Now you're wasting all this money in the hospital system to take care of this person who's a lost cause because we could have just took care of them
Well,
at the
they're
beginning.
not wasting money though. That they're getting all the money that you have to throw in.
Yeah. It just, well, I'm not, my family's not fucking paying that shit. I'm gonna fucking die and that debt's gonna go away. Because I'm not gonna pay that, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's the hospital don't make, they have huge
Do you have a lot of
accounts.
medical debt that I don't
No,
know
I don't
about?
have medical debt. I'm
Okay.
good. I did, but it's expunged. It's expunged.
Okay.
If that's a word, I don't know. I don't know it because I
think
didn't.
expunged is like what you do to
No, I had this
criminal
thing.
mugshots.
I had
that
this
aren't,
thing.
like,
I had this thing
anymore.
happen with my knee. So with my shoulder. I went to this physical therapy thing for my shoulder for a few months, and when I went, they signed a contract with me, and it said because my mom had insurance through the government at that time, and I was under her insurance still, that it was a $0 copay, and I was like, hell yeah, brother, and they were like, wow, that's really good, and they verified it with their people. Good. Went through 3 months of physical therapy. Then my doctor was like, oh, your shit's not fully healed yet. Let's do another couple months. I'm like, still gonna be free? He was like, yeah. I go back, they sign a contract, still gonna be free. So year later, after I leave this city, I'm not even living in the same city anymore, they start billing me.
What?
And they bill me, it's like $500. It's like $35 for every visit I went to. And I was going twice a week for like, and at that point, 5 months. So it was like $400, $500. And they were like, you owe this. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, you switched insurance and this. I'm like, that don't matter, bro. We signed a contract. I had that insurance at that time. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, that insurance company ended up not paying us for it. So we actually are going to charge your new insurance company, and they were going to do this copay. So either way, we need our money for the copay. And I'm like, not happening. And they called me for years, literally years. They just stopped calling me recently because I went online. Eventually, I got so fed up with them calling me as embarrassing, debt collector, whatever. And I went, no debt. I went on the website trying to pay it, nothing, gone. Because you know what I did?
This is like a breakthrough.
Because you know what I did? I called.
This is revolutionary.
I called some shit. I asked for my records. They sent me the records. The contract says a fucking $0. You know what happened? They stopped calling me.
Dude, you beat insurance.
No, it's the same thing too. If you go to a hospital, you go to ER, you go to whatever. Ask for itemized receipt. Ask for itemized receipt. The number they tell you originally will be less than the number they give you after you ask for an itemized receipt, or the itemized receipt will be less than the first number.
Wait. What?
And that's like a viral thing. Other people. I'm not the first person that said.
Wait,
that.
no, sorry. Can you
Like
repeat
if you
it,
go to like a hospital, you go to a hospital for something, and they're like, oh, it's this much money for whatever, and you like call whoever the representative is, like whenever they try to bill you, whatever, and you're like, let me see an itemized receipt for why it's $5,500 for this visit, and it's gonna be less.
Damn.
When you get it back, it's gonna be less.
That's a good one. I think
I might be
have
spreading
heard of
misinformation, but I have heard that.
No. I think I have heard something along.
And
the
I
lines of
actually have 3 family members that have done just that. So it's maybe that's fake news, but whatever. But aside from that, we gotta wrap this up. I want to get on something positive. We had it because that was a good little rant we just had there. I'm sweating.
Do we have to wrap this up?
We don't have to. I mean, I gotta eat at some point. So yeah,
You do.
we gotta.
So
wrap it
we
up.
do have
Yeah.
to.
We should do something fun. It's been a while since I've seen you. I'm
Right,
excited to see
right.
you. We get it. Passionate conversations
Yes, we
sometimes
do.
when we get together. I'm excited to see you. What I just want to know on like a more of a fun note. What are some things you're looking forward to this year? Aside from obviously you're gonna focus and hyper obsess over fixing your body as you should.
Yeah.
Aside from that, what are the things we want to put out in the world, manifest for this upcoming year?
Right. I want to just be able to like go to the gym in the morning. Like my life goal is to like be able to get up, walk to the gym. Fuck. I want to be able to walk to the gym again and like walk to work again and just go to the gym and do something. Like that would make Cailin the like happiest human on the whole planet. I'd say that's the biggest one. Other things I want to like just on a work level, I think I figured out like some major problems with my yeast strains at work. And I want to publish this paper this year. Like I want to get this paper getting published and off of my plate because I've been talking about publishing it for like 2 years and it's like driving me insane.
What's new with yeast?
Not much. They're mostly chilling.
They rise though. Yeast rises, right? That's how bread is made.
Yeah, we're not working. I mean, we are working with baker's yeast, but like we're not working with them in the loaf
I know,
form.
bro.
We're mostly working with them in the petri dish form. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's me. How about you?
Man, I want to sell out this show March 29th.
Dude, let's
Milwaukee.
go.
I want to sell it out. 450 people. That's my biggest goal is to do that. Dude, I'm trying to release a lot of music next year. I had so many demos that I've
done
made.
really well with music this year, dude.
I had my biggest year, and the thing is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking to the microphone. I had my biggest year, and I didn't even release music really. I dropped 2 songs, and I could drop a third one, but I think I'm gonna just save it for
Are you
next year.
sure you only dropped 2?
Yeah.
I Am a Robot, not great, but Is it I'm Not Great? Is
I'm
that
Not
it?
Great. Yeah,
And then there's one more.
Nope.
No, there's definitely one more.
that's it.
You're
I'm
lying
Not
to
Great's
me.
the newest song I have out. That's it. It is my biggest
Yeah,
year.
maybe
So
you're right.
that's my thing. Like, I mean, that's cool. It's like, oh man, I had that much success, and like, or I had more success than I had the year before, and I released even less music. But I mean, it was because of music that was already out, that was now getting its flowers, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
it was like, I just want to, dude. The goal is to release like, I'm just gonna put it out here. I want to drop like 50 plus songs. It's gonna be around.
No.
The goal
How
is,
many do you have written?
dude, a lot.
Really?
I have right now like over 100 demos that we're working with. So, and some of them will be like fully written songs that like have a minor bit of production on it, and some of them will be like it's just the chorus and like a guitar, and that's it for now. But I want to add more to it. So it's like they fluctuate in how close they are. But yeah, the goal is like a lot of, I mean, it'd be like 10 to 15 singles and like 4 projects.
Dude, can I ask like what your, well, two things is. First, what is your process of like putting together music? Like, does it normally start with the instrumentals or the words? And then the second thing is, when do you write all of this? Because you're like busy. I asked you like before the podcast if you ever take a moment to just like exist. And you
Yeah.
basically said no, and I believe that.
Mhm.
What is your day-to-day?
Oh God.
I need to like now I'm curious about.
I get up at 6 usually if
Okay.
it's a good day, 6 or 7, and then I edit video, like podcast clips usually for like 2 hours, an hour or 2 hours, and then I edit some videos for my clients for another couple hours, and then I go to work if it's a day that I have to work for.
Is it like YouTube videos that you edit for your clients?
like TikTok and
TikTok.
Instagram and Facebook Reels and stuff like that.
Do you have a lot of clients?
Decent amount now.
Dope.
Yeah, enough. I mean, hopefully I get a couple more will be good, but yeah. So yeah, I do that for a few hours, and then I go to work if I have to work my day job. But if it's a day where I'm working for myself, then I would go work out, and then so I get my little bit of editing done in the morning, then I go work out, and then I would come back, do a little bit more editing, and then if I finish all my editing for the day, then I'm just doing music for a few hours, and then hopefully relax for the last.
But you
couple
have a
hours of the day.
different work, like a different job, right?
Yeah, bartend. So
Okay, so
but I'm a
that's,
daytime bartender, so I don't bartend at night usually.
okay, so how many days a week?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Usually
mostly
if
working,
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday if I'm gonna work at the bar.
and then every other day. So you don't get weekends really. Like you are working all day every day basically.
Yeah. I mean, so Sundays are really busy because I play basketball for like 4 hours, and then I do rehearsal right after for like 4 hours, and then I say 4 hours. It ends up being a lot later than that.
Really?
Yeah, just because you're not rehearsing the whole time. It's fun when you're with cool people in the band,
Mhm.
which we have. Sometimes you're just like you do the whole show, the whole set, and then you're like, dude, that was really cool when we did it. And you just like talk about how fun it was. So we do
Dude,
that.
that's so cool.
We do that a lot. But yeah, so Sundays is that, and then Mondays is I'm editing, workout, getting ready for the podcast. Tuesdays is like my biggest day editing because I'm editing all my morning stuff, but then I also have to put the show on Spotify, edit the clips for the week that are going to come out like later on YouTube, and then still do my client stuff and still do everything else. So it's Tuesday is really busy. Then Wednesday I get a little bit more time to I edit all day, work out, and maybe I'll go to either a comedy club or I'll just write music. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday work in the morning for myself, then the day for the bar, and then come back and edit
So
videos.
what time do you normally wrap things up at the end of the night? Like when is it? Do you have?
If McKenna's home and she like wants to hang out, it complicates things a little bit because I'm like I want to hang out, and so then I'm like fuck, like it's like I lose. It's like if I go hang out if too early, then I feel guilty that I didn't do enough, and if I don't hang out and I just keep working too late, then I feel guilty that I'm not hanging out, and so it's like that differs. Usually dinner time I try to wrap shit up, so like 6:30 I'll be like, all right, we'll hang out, and sometimes it's like we just eat dinner and I get like an hour and then I go back to work, or I'm like, all right, I did enough today, let's hang out after dinner. So it'll be like 7-8 o'clock, we'll just like hang out for like an hour or 2 hours, and
Dope. So when are you writing?
all the time. I mean, on my walk to work, I drive here a lot, 50 minutes a lot, so it's when I'm writing or when I'm driving.
Are you like listening to instrumentals and then?
Sometimes, most of the time I just like stuff you think about or feel, or sometimes it's as dumb as like, oh, that would be funny to say that in a song, like a bar that I'm like, oh, that'd be cool, and then I'm like, all right, and then I go, and when I do get time to work on music, I'm just listening to things, and then I hear something, I'm like, that idea all the way over here that I thought of however many months ago would work great for this. Let's do it.
Damn.
And that's it.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of, it's just like
You got a
puzzle
wild
pieces.
life.
It's pretty boring, honestly.
What?
Honestly,
That sounded like the most entertaining existence. I wish I had it.
it's fulfilling when stuff gets done, but you're just like, I'm just getting pulled a lot of different directions right now. So
I guess it's a lot of like putting your
planting
energy in different
seeds.
places. Yeah.
It's like a lot of planting. Like you go through seasons where it's like I'll have a season of planting, and then it's like I'll get to harvest that, but it's like 6-7 months from now. So it's just the discipline required, which I'm not going to say I'm not disciplined. I am a pretty disciplined person. Does suck sometimes because it's like you just have to sacrifice the now for like 6 months from now, and sometimes, in the case of most of the stuff I'm doing, it ends up being even longer than that.
Yeah.
And it's like and then I forget to be present and be like, let me just enjoy this moment. Like let me just live a little bit. So that sucks. But other than that, dude, I do. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, and it is fun. I like making things. If I wasn't making things, I don't know what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
So, I honestly don't know what I'd be doing. I would probably suck as a person.
Maybe.
Yeah. Honestly.
I mean, it
dude.
is like who you are at this point, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, I met a friend of mine's friends at an event where I was supporting him, and one of them he introduced me like, hey, this is Darren. He goes, this is the podcast guy? And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know if that's like, if that was said to you like in making fun of me a little bit, like, oh, that's just the podcast guy. But it's like, it's kind of funny and kind of cool that
Well,
it's
it's
like,
cool that he knows that about you.
Yeah, that it's like, okay, I am like, if a friend of mine is going to describe me to somebody else, they'd be like, oh, he's a podcast. It's my friend that does music, or my friend that does podcasting.
That's literally how I describe you.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And I think I Snapchatted you that one time about this guy named Joshua. I met him at the gym, and he does a lot of creative stuff like filming and makes his own music and whatnot. I think I sent you his page.
You did. Yeah, you did.
And I told him about you. And like a year later, so this was last year when we met, and a year later I was back at the gym like doing physical therapy, and we bumped into each other, and he was like, yeah, I watch every single week like Darren's podcast. It's super good. Like I really enjoy it.
Wow.
I thought that was badass.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was badass.
That's hilarious, man. I mean, shout out Joshua, bro.
Yep,
He's
Joshua
here. He's
Jordan.
out here. Joshua
He actually makes
Jordan.
really good music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What style music?
Rap.
Rap?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out Joshua. You got bars?
Yeah, he does. I actually really like his music.
Good, man. Shout
Not
out
just
to
saying
him.
that either.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. And I appreciate that. But yeah, that is just what I do now at this point.
Yep.
That's what I want to do. And I've got some stuff for my business plan in this upcoming year where hopefully if that does well, I'll be freed up to do that stuff even more. Like finding even cooler guests to have on, finding new music that moves me that I can make. And that's the goal. Is honestly, if I could just work for myself full time, I think I could get it where like me and an employee are working for like 3 to 4 hours max a day. And then the rest of my day would just be like create.
Really?
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Think you can
That's
do
the goal.
it.
That's what I'm trying to manifest for this year. I'm trying to hire an employee by the end of Q1, and then just be fully sustainable myself.
Maybe I'll just like drop out of my PhD program.
Yeah, fuck
and
a
then-
PhD, bro. You can edit YouTube clips, bro.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like we could actually do some good stuff.
Yeah, dude. I get shitted on in the comments so bad now with these clips, but it's
Like
working.
what?
Just sometimes, bro, the thing is you're talking for a long time, and sometimes you do it like today where you just don't eat for 12 hours, and you just say shit, man.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
you
get
know?
that. Yeah.
You just say stuff. So it's like you just be yapping. That's what people say in the comments. This guy just be yapping. Be yapping about anything. Like, or what's bro yapping about?
I think you're like really good at podcasting. Like I never really feel like I have a critique of you.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can
Wait,
find
can I say one thing though?
them. Yeah.
Okay, no, this isn't like a critique of your podcast or anything, but like,
Oh my god.
but I will say, when I see your podcast, I never know what they're going to be about because it's
Yeah.
always just episode blah, and then like
With who
with
it is,
a guy
yeah.
that I like don't know their name.
Don't know. Yeah.
And sometimes I wish I knew what the podcast was going to be about.
Sometimes I wish too, man.
I guess it's
Sometimes
true.
I wish.
I guess
No,
it's-
I agree. Yeah, that's the like burden. The thing that sucks the most about doing it live is that you don't.
I mean,
really
you could
know.
rename it after though, right?
Yeah, I could rename it after. I don't know. That's something I've been trying to think about for since we started the show. Like once
I mean,
we
you
decided
have
to go.
notes of what you're going to ask, right? So
For sure.
it talks about Kanye West.
Yeah. No, I've thought about it. Because a lot of big podcasts do that. I've just been trying to figure out a way that like I would like it, if that makes sense. Because like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things where it's like I've just been doing it so long one way, where it's like you get stuck in it and you're like, but it would look dumb to change it now. But it's like at the same point, it's like, dude,
You're looking for that, like, the consistency of it.
but there's also not, I mean, shout out Joshua, but it's not like we got a million people fucking watching the show. So like, would it matter if I changed it? Probably not. You know, no one's gonna be like,
But I think
you
like your
stopped doing
clip,
it.
like the podcast would be more. Because think about
Clickable,
it, like
man,
when
yeah.
when people like are looking up a current event or whatever, they type in the current event, and if your podcast title has that current event in it, then
oh yeah, we've seen that.
that
When I do
comes
a lot
up.
of solo episodes, that's what usually,
right.
yeah, that usually drives most of the traffic. No, I agree. I think that's a very valid critique because it's something that we've thought about a lot. I know I've thought about a lot. But I appreciate you being on the show, dog. I appreciate you shitting on my podcast.
Yeah, right,
no,
right.
No, dude, I always love having you on. Honestly, we gotta have it. I know. Hopefully, P Dizzy will be on next week. If not, though, we gotta get the squad together, man. I want to do.
I know.
I want to bring my like Detox Avengers together. Like, I want to put you guys in the same room, bro, and just see what that would be
Dude,
like.
let's all like get dinner or something while I'm
I'm
home.
telling you, bro. Like, I got like you, P Dizzy, Patrick Collins. People maybe don't know, but that'd be crazy if you watch this podcast.
Love
and
of
you
my
don't
life. But
Yeah,
like
love of her
whatever.
know. Patrick Collins, my guy Michael Scott, which Michael Scott's insane, in the best way. And more recently, Coco has been like all over the place when it comes to the podcast. So I would just love to see you and Coco would be. I'd need water and like maybe earplugs for a time because you guys would get very loud.
I'm not even sure I know which one Coco is.
Coco Chichopoulos, she's been on a couple times.
Okay.
It is not spelled how I just said it, mind you.
Okay.
So you'll just look, you'll see a very long last name. That's her. She's great.
Okay.
She's really cool. Been on a couple of times. I've done some stuff on her channel too. But yeah, I would just love to just sit you guys down, dude. I would literally just like intro the pod and then just walk out and just be like, what is Mike gonna say to these people? Like, what is Coco gonna say right now? I
Dude,
just would
that
love
would
to
be
see you guys all interact because it's like you guys are all regulars on my show. And it would just be fun for me. I don't give a fuck if no one else finds it entertaining. It would be fun for me to watch that episode.
Dude, I mean, I'm always down. I'm always down to do your podcast. I think they're really fun.
Yeah.
I look forward to it every single time I come home.
I
Like,
it's
it's my
honestly,
favorite thing to do in TL, which
Yeah.
might not be saying that
I was
much.
gonna say, there's not a whole lot to do in Twin
But,
Lakes. So,
but
you know.
I mean, hey.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate you being on as always.
Oh,
Before
you know what we could do? You could make a YouTube video of me and Patrick going on a date.
you heard it here first, baby. Pat, you watching this? Pat will be home when this airs, so maybe he'll be watching it with his family on Christmas, and he'll be like, "Whoa."
All jokes, Pat. We love you.
Yeah.
And we're not like
absolutely.
joking that much, but
Yeah.
it's kind
I
of.
mean, we're joking unless you want it, then we're not joking.
right.
But yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody who tuned in on the premiere here. Otherwise, if you tuned in over on Spotify or Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, whatever the days after, appreciate you as well. Want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. It'll be up on the screen right now. You don't have to do anything for this because I will edit this in. Appreciate all you guys. If you're interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra podcast episodes, extra videos, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs, go to patreon.com/DarrenRita and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. Also, got a huge live show that I'm going to keep plugging until I'm blue in the face. Darren Rita Live, March 29th at the Vivarium in Milwaukee. It's going to be super cool. Come out to Milwaukee. It's $15, super cheap to come see live music. It's going to be done extremely well. I'm so excited to put the show on. Please get your tickets. They'll be linked down below. Aside from that, shout out to Go Nutz for sponsoring another episode of the show. And this has been the 235th episode, 34th episode. What was last week? 33? Last week Cabin was 32. So Roman last week would have been 33. So this is 32, 34. See, I remember things. Thank you guys. This has been the 234th episode of the Detox Podcast. I'll see you next week. Peace.